Hi guys, welcome back to the Simplicity Sisters. Today I am filming a video that I think is going to be super helpful for a lot of you. I really hope it is. It is going to be about homeschooling, distance learning, online learning, quarantine schooling, whatever you're doing in your home, even if it's only homework time. There are some things that you can do to help make the process smoother, and those are the tips we're going to talk about today using minimalist and decluttering principles and the things that have helped me in our homeschool journey. So I hope it's helpful to you. Please like and subscribe so we can share more minimalism, decluttering, and simplicity tips with you in the future. We're putting out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. So make sure you're subscribed and ring the bell to get lots of content every single week. Thanks for watching, and let's get started. So we have been homeschooling for, I guess, 9 years. Technically, my oldest two girls are in 8th grade. And I was also homeschooled. Of course, Caroline was homeschooled too, and our two brothers. So I feel like I've been in the game for a while. And I think over the years, we've tried a lot of different things. And so I'm just going to share some of the things that have been most helpful to us. I'm not really going to talk about actual education methods, more organization, strategies, and tactical tips to help you make the process smoother. It is difficult to have school in your home because there are so many moving pieces that you have to navigate when it comes to just, there's no boundaries between home and work and school. And so it does invite a lot of clutter situations. It does invite a lot of chaos. Homeschoolers tend to get very familiar with a chaotic sort of day-to-day life. There are some things that we have done that have really helped us, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So I hope this is helpful. So the first thing I want to talk about that has made a big difference for us is really getting into a good bedtime routine, especially when my kids were little. This is crucial for us. My husband and I both are early risers. My husband has to go into work early in the morning. So for us, it was important for our kids to have a very strict bedtime schedule, especially when they were little. And so that's just something I want to share because although we homeschool, we do tend to have more flexibility when it comes to schedules and sleep, but we have found that it is so crucial, important, and helpful to have a very, set schedule when it comes to sleep, because sleep is so important to our kids, to us, to our sanity. And for a mom, if you are with your kids all day, it is so important to have some downtime. And if your kids are going to bed early, then you have a little bit of downtime without them in the evening. So that has been very important for us. So I really encourage you to work out a schedule so that your kids are going to bed at a regular time. I recommend an earlier bedtime for younger kids. It really does work better for them, for most of them. So definitely pay attention to that because I think that that is going to lay a foundation for success for you if everyone in your family is getting good sleep. So that's my first tip, is to really look at the sleep schedule. Don't let it just go however it goes naturally. Try to set the tone for rest and starting your day in a restful place so that you are getting the rest you need, your kids are getting the rest you need. I think that will help you. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is a schedule for your household tasks. And of course, this is not directly related to homeschooling or distance learning, but I think that you're going to find that everything is related to distance learning when it comes to your home. There's no getting away from your house when you're homeschooled. I will tell you that if your home is not functioning smoothly, if your space is not clear and clean, it is going to be hard for your kids to focus if they are doing work at home. It's going to be hard for you to focus. You're going to be overwhelmed. They'll be overwhelmed. And it is really hard to have a nice, peaceful homeschool routine if the space that you're in is chaotic, cluttered, and dirty. So I think it is important and worthwhile to take the time to set a cleaning schedule, to get into a groove of getting your household tasks done quickly and efficiently. I encourage you to look at your daily schedule, look at your priorities, look at the influx of responsibilities and activities that you have every week. How can you accomplish what you need to accomplish in the most efficient way. So for us, the best tool that we have found for simplifying that process and for really getting everything done in the easiest way has been to make a block schedule for our week. My husband helped me do this. He is extremely efficient and productive, and I just realized one day, hey, your job at work is basically to improve efficiency and productivity and make everything in the workplace flow and go well. Can you help me at home with some of those tasks, please? And he totally did. He helped me to create a schedule for our week with all of our days and the blocks of time for each day. And we filled in the things that were non-negotiable, the things that were time sensitive, and then the things that had to be done, but could be done at any point. So we really looked at, set activities and the activities that we wanted to have in our week. And then we filled in all the things that need to happen in a time focused way. In other words, there were things that needed to happen every week that were sometimes falling by the wayside because I wasn't thinking of them at the right time. But when you put all of the tasks of your week on a block schedule like that, you can take all that stuff out of your brain and know that it is going to be completed because it is on the schedule. So that has been extremely revolutionary for us, and giving us a way to stay on top of things without having to think of all the things. Because when you are a mom, many of you know, it is just constantly responsibilities. Things are cluttering your brain. You're always overwhelmed. There's never an end to the responsibilities. And so everything that you can self-automate, make into a routine, everything you can do that way is going to help you with your household tasks. So block scheduling has made a big difference in our week. I will try to do a video on block scheduling to give you a little bit more of the details of how it works. But for now, I'm going to look for a link that explains it really well. I'm going to share that in the description. So my other tip is going to be flexibility and just reevaluating and realizing that your homeschool journey or your distance learning journey, just your kids' education journey in general, is going to be an evolving situation. So reevaluating year to year or even mid-year, it's going to help you edit and tweak what you're doing to make it more effective for your family. And just being open to changes, realizing that you may find a curriculum that is fabulous and it ends up just not working for your kids. It's kind of like what Caroline talked about. Just because a toy is fantastic for other kids doesn't mean it's going to be fantastic for your family. And that's the same with curriculum or with ideas. Block scheduling might not work for you, whatever it may be. Just being flexible and open and realizing that God has equipped you to meet your children's educational needs, whether that means you are finding a tutor, whether that means you are finding a new curriculum, a new resource. You can meet your children's educational needs. I am a big believer that any parent who loves their kids and has their kids' best interest at heart can homeschool. And just having flexibility with the process and realizing just because something worked last year doesn't mean it's going to work this year. Back to my homeschool closet. Just an example of how we have really had to be flexible in our homeschool journey is the fact that we didn't have a schoolroom, we didn't have a school place. We had our living room, our kitchen, and our bedrooms. That is just that we realized our coat closet did not have to be a coat closet and that we could put our coats in our bedrooms. Incidentally, we don't have that many coats. We have just, 1 to 2 coats per person. So we put those into our own closets individually, and then that whole closet was opened for homeschool supplies. So we put in shelving and we use a shoe pocket organizer on the door, which works wonderfully. And I'm going to show you our school closet at the end of the video. But I think just having some creativity in homeschooling is extremely valuable. So finding what works for you may take some experimentation and some tweaking, but I think that that's an example of, we didn't have a homeschool place. Now we have tons of homeschool storage, and you don't have to own all the things to get value from all the things. just because something is awesome doesn't mean that we have to have it in our home. And I consider that to be true for homeschooling and for everything. And I will be doing a homeschool space tour at some point, but it's really mostly our closet. We do have a few other things that we use in our home for homeschooling, but it's mostly just the closet, and you're going to see that at the end of this video. I hope this was helpful. Please like and subscribe so you can get more of this kind of video, decluttering, minimalism, simplicity tips. Y'all have a great day, and we will see you later.
One of the best things about minimalism is realizing that we can use our spaces for whatever we want, and we don't have to be bound by traditional ideas of what a space should be. So an example of this is converting our coat closet in our front hall to a homeschool space. That has allowed us to have a great place to keep all of our homeschool items.
So I just wanted to show you guys the final project. Yes, these games could be neater. I will ask my husband, who is very tall, to straighten them up. It's hard for the kids and me to reach the games, so they become pretty shuffled. But we do use all these games. I actually went through and purged a bunch during quarantine. I was like, if we're not gonna play these during quarantine, we don't need to keep them. So we actually do play all of these games at this time. This is part of my stash of paper that I got for free years ago. Here's more paper. We use popsicle sticks for crafts and math. Here's our stash of notebook paper and graph paper for the year, and a notebook, like an art pad. Over here we have Clayton's school stuff, like workbooks and things. I need to go through that a little further this year. In here, I know it looks like a mess, but this is 3-hole punch, pencil sharpener, tape dispenser, packing tape dispenser, and an empty pencil box, which will soon be filled. Here is my label maker and my laminator, which I do use a lot for homeschooling. Down here, I have the piles of books that we are going to be using this year. So those are mostly going to go into the kids' backpacks and used every day. So those will probably be moved into the backpacks and into their rooms. So I use those every day. Here's the supplies that I need for my son. He's gonna be putting those into his backpack for next week. We have these big storage containers that we've labeled for art, games. So those are like card games and smaller games, paint, dry erase set. So that's like math games and dry erase markers. And then these are little animal figures, which I probably need to get rid of, but I can't quite have the heart because they're super cute from my kids when they were little. All right, I know this looks messy, but actually do know what everything is. These are labels and stickers. Labels and stickers. Those are googly eyes, name stickers that are personalized for my kids that we use for school stuff. This is a math game, all of our pencils, Sharpies, paintbrushes, and specialty markers. These are binder clips and those circly binder things that you can use for flashcards. We have some bubbles. Those are kind of out of place, but it works for us. We can take them as we go out in the front yard. Dry erase markers and highlighters, pens, calculators, yarn and string, some little post-it notes and pads, glitter glue, regular glue, glue gun refills, rulers, scissors, and specialty markers. Those are for posters and fabric. These are our puppy wipes that we sometimes use right by the front door, Mod Podge, hole punch, scissors, erasers, pencil sharpeners, and tape refills. So is it perfect? No. Is it functional? Yes. Will it get a little neater as we get some of this stuff out as the school year starts? Yes. But I did want to show you how we do the shoe pocket organizer because you know, this is our front closet. So this is what would typically be used as a coat closet, and it works really great for our school stuff. It's not beautiful, it's not perfect, but it's very, very functional. Thanks for watching. Bye.